What's up, everyone? This is the Lucas Ross Sports Channel, and the 2023 National Championship game has been revealed and also set. This game will go on January the 9th, and we have a good matchup here. We got the number 3 seeded TCU Horned Frogs facing the top-ranked team in the college football playoff in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. What a matchup this will be. The 2023 National Championship game will be held on January the 9th on Monday. So that will be next Monday there on January the 9th. And it's going to be a pretty good matchup, I think. I mean, depending on how the games went last night. Let's first off by saying those were really good classic games last night. We did not expect high-scoring games between these two. I kind of expected a high-scoring game, though, between, TCU and Michigan. I did not expect a high score, though, even though I predicted a high-scoring game with Georgia and Ohio State. I was just predicting that I think both teams will score offensively, but this was really a great college football semifinal matchups. They were two great matchups going head-to-head, and we're going to give you our thoughts on those games and break it down a little bit. But first off, the National Championship game will be held on January the 9th. TCU will face Georgia here in Los Angeles. It's going to be a pretty good game here. It's going to be a pretty good one, and how this is going to work pretty much, basically throughout this week of the National Championship. I'll pretty much give you those 5 reason videos, probably again because, I did those for the semifinal predictions, and also give you a game prediction as well for both of these teams. And I'm just going to break down both teams and pretty much, give you the stats and everything, give you a score prediction, give you the game summary, and what the FBI really likes about this team as well. But yeah, that's how it's going to work basically throughout this week. I'm pretty much going to give you the 5 reason videos probably maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday, starting Tuesday, but we'll see how it goes. But this is my first video of 2023, and I also want to say Happy New Year to all my followers out there and also my subscribers if you are subscribed to this YouTube channel. And hopefully we can grow it out throughout the rest of this year. I mean, basically that's one of my goals, to grow it out, and hopefully you guys can really do that. But let's get right into the breakdown of these 2022 games from last night of the college football playoff semifinals. We'll start with the TCU versus Michigan matchup. This is the number 3 versus number 2 seeded matchup. This was the first game yesterday, and TCU wins it 51-45. A high-scoring game in that second half between these two teams. Michigan was down 21-6 at the half, and I tell you what, I didn't think Michigan would really come back in this game, but you really never can count out these teams. Like TCU, they've been a second-half team all year long, but this team was able to overcome it and really win this game. And this is TCU's first national championship game appearance since 1938. So yeah, not even close to where I was even born yet. And it's just really surprising to me. TCU really shocked us all. I don't think anybody saw this coming either. TCU heads to the national championship for the first time since 38. I mean, unbelievable. I really did not see this coming. My score prediction for this game was Michigan winning it 38-27, just because I thought both defenses would kind of slow things down, probably in the first half, and then second half the offense would start to click in. I was right, though, about the second half. The offense would start to click in for both of these teams, but TCU, they were really just good on both sides of the ball. This team came ready to play on defense as well. Remember, they opened up the game with a pick 6, and, J.J. McCarthy kind of made a lot of mistakes in this game. Michigan overall just made a lot of mistakes in this game, but somehow they kept this game close. But Michigan giving up 51 points to a TCU offense that's been okay this year, not too bad, led by Max Duggan. But, Michigan was the 3rd best defense coming into this game, and they just gave up 51 points. I mean, I did not expect, though, this game to go down that way, but TCU really shocked me. I kind of was doubting them as well, but nobody really should be doubting this TCU team now as they head to the national championship. This is a team that lost the Big 12 title game as well, and now they're playing for a national championship, so they probably won't care about the Big 12 title now, so that's why I think they probably came here to play their best game. And you could tell right away Max Duggan played his best game probably of his college football career. I know he threw in a couple interceptions, but I mean, overall, he didn't make a lot of mistakes. But TCU, they win against Michigan 51-45. That was the first semifinal matchup. A really back and forth contest between these two teams, but TCU pretty much led the whole entire game. So that is the number 3 versus number 2 seeded matchup. And the number 4 versus number 1 seeded matchup was Ohio State and Georgia. Georgia wins this one. They are heading back to the national championship back-to-back years. Has a chance to really win back-to-back national championships as well. Georgia wins this one 42-41. A last-second drive by Georgia really helped them out, and Stetson Bennett led them all the way for that game-winning drive. And Ohio State had a chance to win it by a field goal, but instead it shanked left, and that really kind of blew their things out. But Ohio State came ready to play in this one. I said this was pretty much going to be a close game. I'd say that, Georgia was going to pull away in the second half, but both of these teams kept each other close. Remember, Ohio State was up 38 to 24, I believe, and then Georgia started to score more points in that fourth quarter. I mean, we just did not expect Georgia to come back in that game as well. I mean, I think pretty much about the college football playoff semifinal games, it was just all about comebacks. It was really just all about comebacks. Michigan came back, tried to keep the game close, but they couldn't win it. But Georgia, they kept it in there. And Ohio State, though, I really got to give them credit. Ohio State came to play ready to play in this game, but they just come up short once again. So the Big Ten teams got beat this weekend. We thought, the number 1 and number 2 seeds were going to go out in this game really early on, but instead we're going to get the number 3 versus number 1 seeded team in the national championship. So, yeah, Georgia wins it. They win it 42-41. Ohio State tried everything they can, but it was just not enough to win it. But I got to give them credit. There's going to be a high expectations for this Ohio State team heading into next season. But for Georgia, they have a chance to win the national championship for the second straight year in a row. And, of course, they won in Atlanta as well. That was their third time winning there at Atlanta this season. That is crazy. So, but we get TCU versus Georgia in the national championship. Georgia's starting to look like a, good program. TCU, they're heading to the national championship game for the first time since 1938. It's going to be a pretty good one. Like I said, we'll give you 5 reasons why we think both teams will probably win, and then we'll probably give you a score prediction and / prediction on that game as well. But that's still to come. But in the meantime, I'm just going to leave it out here. We still got some bowl games going on. We got Penn State versus Utah still to come. That game is going on tomorrow. That probably should be the game that, really decides it all. We saw some really big bowl games over the weekend as well. We saw Tennessee defeat Clemson in the Orange Bowl. That was a big win there for Tennessee. And then we had a lot of other bowl games, going on. Like, how about South Carolina and Notre Dame? That was a pretty good one. But overall, we've had a lot of bowl games. It's just been a pretty tough schedule to keep up with, but we still got more bowl games to come. LSU still has to play in their bowl game against Purdue, so we'll see how that game goes down. But that's the college football playoff semifinal games of the recaps, and also the national championship game, like I said, will take place on January the 9th, so that will be on next Monday, and it will be between the TCU Horned Frogs and the Georgia Bulldogs. 2 great quarterbacks going at it in the national championship, veteran experience type quarterbacks as well. Does Georgia get it done? We'll have to find out. You'll see my prediction throughout this week. But that's going to do it here. Thank you for watching this video, and Happy New Year to everybody throughout my subscribers throughout the world. And of course, I want to grow out this sports channel as I can, but in the meantime, stay tuned here for more on the Lucas Ross Sports Channel.